Hey guys, so I want to show you guys one of my freezer spells that I've been doing for a very long time, and it's also very effective. I've always have great results using limes. So today what we're going to do is we're going to prepare the ingredients that we need. A small bowl of water, 2 limes if you're freezing 2 people, some alum which is good for gossipers and to shut people up, some aluminum foil, and also pen and paper and some, brown paper as usual. And you're gonna need a knife. Okay, so the objective of this spell is to not only shut people up, but to freeze them out of your life, to keep them away from you. And I don't go around throwing everybody in limes. That's not something I'm comfortable doing. I just don't, if you look at me wrong, I'll throw you in a lime. Say something wrong to me, I'll throw you in a lime. No, that's not something I do. It takes, I think, years of buildup for certain things to really get to me. And gossip and stuff like that, I could deal with. People talk about you every day. No matter what you do, people are going to talk about you, be it good, be it bad. So it's just up to you as a person, as how you deal with people and things that they say in general. Some people, you just, you have to get them out of your life. They're just no good for you. They gossip a lot, they talk a lot, they're just negative, and you just want them away from you and as quick as possible. And doing this lime spell, I have seen very good effects. But I do want to warn you, most of the time when I do a lime freezer spell and I put the person in the freezer, within 24 hours this person starts nagging. They just it's like so much they have in them, they come around, and then within a certain amount of days they just start cooling off, and then after that I just don't hear from them no more. I don't even see them, and they just freeze out of my life. So what I have in my house is I have a deep freezer, because my husband complains that I always have a bunch of stuff in the freezer, so he got me a deep freezer, and they stay right at the bottom of my deep freezer. And I usually write a date on it or the year, and once a year I go in there and I clean it out, and depending on what is in that lime or who is in that lime, they'll stay or they'll go. Because after not speaking to someone for a year, 2 years, and depending on how things went, there's no need for you to keep that lime in there anymore, and you can get rid of it. So a lot of times, you have certain friends around you, they gossip about you, things just start going bad, and you just don't want to be bothered with them. You don't want to do nothing too harsh. I'm not into doing a lot of negative work on people because they say things about me, or even people that do negative things to me. I just rather reverse it or just freeze you out of my life and shut you up. So the few times that I have encountered people that gossip and talk about me, I brush it off. As I said, it takes years and years of buildup for me to really say, you know what, I've had enough of this person. And you're a so-called friend or neighbor, or even sometimes family members do it. And to me, this is a less harsher freezer spell. You're freezing them up. Their mouth will be soured anytime they want to mention your name, and they will not do it. And this is why we're going to put the alum in there too, to shut them up. So let's start the spell. Okay, so I already made a small slit into one of these limes. Okay, and as I told you, you need a bowl of water. And the bowl of water, I've had some alum soaking in there for a while already, since last night. So it's probably about 15 hours or so. It's been soaking in there for a while. And what you're gonna do with the lime, I always try to find some really green limes when I go to the supermarket, and they're usually like $10 for $1, something in that nature. So I try to get them as green as possible. So once you make the slit into the lime, it's just a small slit. You don't want to go too deep in there. I mean, you don't want to split it in half. You want to get in deep. You can get in deep, but don't go all the way to the back. So get in there, and then what you're going to do after you have written this person's name, so what you're going to do, say right now, okay, your coworker at your job, She just, you know, you've been working with her for years, and it's just a buildup of her talking behind your back, you know, going to the boss and saying things, just trying to, you know, make bad for you. You know, what you're going to do with her first, what I would suggest is this spell, this lime spell, to freeze her up. In my next couple of videos, you know, I'll show you what you can do after you freeze someone up, and you know, they just still have that negative aura just floating around you. You know, if you have to work with them in different sorts of nature. But most of the time when you do this spell, this person actually goes about their business. So, okay. So you're going to write down, Jane Doe, stay away from me. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Keep your distance. I freeze you out of my life. I freeze you out of my I freeze you out of your mouth. You know, you want her to just, the existence of even saying your name, you want to make it hard for her. I sour your mouth. Every time you talk about me, your mouth will be soured. Stay away, go away. I freeze you away. So okay, so you wrote that up. And then what you could do also in the back, because I always like to use both sides of the paper, is you want to write her name, Jane Doe, 9 times, and then you're gonna write, shut up, stay away, shut up, stay away, shut up. You could do that, so 9 times each one, shut up, stay away. Or you could just write, I freeze you out my life. Okay, so then what you can do is you can add a little bit of the alum inside of the brown paper. You can do that, but since I soaked this already in this water in alum, I'm gonna just put it in here after I wrote, you know, the stuff that I wrote about whoever it is I want to freeze out. And then what I'm gonna do is take it out. It's wet. You can leave it in there for a little longer if you want to, actually. So 5 minutes is a good amount of time to leave it in there to soak it up. You can add a few more pieces. You know, if you want to get the smaller pieces of the alum in there, and you want to fold it away from you as much as you can. And then, you know, there you go. You'll end up with this. So as you're taking this lime and you're putting this in here, you know, you're telling Jane Doe, I shoved this in your mouth to freeze you of your actions, talking about me, gossiping about me. Stay away from me. I'm freezing you away. Don't come near me. Stay away. Everything that you want, you're gonna, this is her mouth. This is her mouth. She talks so much. You're stuffing this in her mouth. You want to shut her up. If you want to, you can add a little bit more alum right in here. Then you're going to get some aluminum foil, the shiny part. So this acts like a reflector, like a mirror, for everything that she has said, to go right back to her. For all the things that she has caused terrible in your life, or everything that she said nasty about you, you want it to reflect back into her life. You're going to fold this up. And you can curse it if you want to. You want everything to reflect back on her. That's why the shiny piece is in there of the aluminum foil. So the mirror, everything is reflecting back on her. All the nasty shit that she ever said about you, or, you know, this could be for anyone. Like I told you, this could be for anyone. You can write up the date. You can write whatever. If you have nosy people, you can write whatever you want to write on there. You know, what I do sometimes, if I don't just throw it in the freezer like that, you know, after wrapping it a few times, is I get a black plastic bag, and I'll get the black plastic bag, wrap it up, tie it, and then burn it. Cut the pieces off, and then I'll burn it, and then it'll be in there. I have a few in my deep freezer already, so it just looks like I have a bunch of black balls in there just floating at the bottom of my freezer. And you know, you keep it in there. You can write out her initials, so you know when it's time for you to throw it away, you know who it is in there. And I guarantee you that you will find this very effective, and this will probably be one of your favorite freezer spells.